Hello, my name is Ivan. This is my research sketchbook. Before I was drawing some animals, some birds, more birds, the jellyfish, some foxes, basically just animals. I'm bad at drawing. Yeah, some bats, like wings and stuff. And today I decided to spend some time drawing hands, because that's another tricky topic for most of us, I guess. So it's not a comprehensive guide. It will not be a comprehensive guide on the topic. It's just like I will do a small research, and I decided to share some hints with you guys, because maybe you're also struggling just like me. So this is the references I collected. Just try to catch as much variety as I can, like different gestures doing different things, nice looking shapes, fluid and natural, stuff like that. And also, as you can see, I already assembled them into like 2 pages. That's even before any sketches. So because I just knew I need 2 pages, so it's like a small compositional exercise as well. So after that, I made these like sketches or under drawings. So of all of these hands, and I was focusing on the cylinders, because the hands are actually have some like fingers, which mostly like a cylinders. So I made some notes for you, so let's get through the notes. Okay, so first of all, hands are tricky, hard to draw, that's true. And some people say they are as hard to draw as the whole figure, and I think, yeah, it's close to be true. I mean, because if this is your like human body, beautiful human body, and let's say this is the hand, middle finger, the point finger, index finger, whatever. So yeah, I definitely see some resemblance between the two, because it has like the main part here, and few sticks. And like even on this level of abstraction, this has like 6 or 7 maybe major parts, and this has a 6 or 7 major parts. I think hands is about like 27 or something bones. So yeah, it's a very complicated object. But I think it could be simplified to this idea. It's basically like a pillow with sticks. So this is like this is the pillow, and these are sticks. And by like a pillow with sticks, I mean, let's say this is the side view, so this is the palm, and some sticks going from the palm, or if like in a 3/4 or something view. So this is the cylinder, another cylinder, another, and another, and yeah, something like that. So basically a pillow with sticks. And why I'm saying the pillow, because this middle portion, this middle part, the palm, it's very flexible. It could be twisted, it could be rotated, and it could be squished, whatever. So this is like a very flexible part. It has a lot of bones inside. If you ever try to these like exercises of drawing soft objects like this, I think it's very useful for the hands as well, to do this kind of exercises. What else? Obviously, references are very important, because without the references, it's almost impossible to draw, good hands. But luckily, we actually have a good references attached to our body. I mean, the hands. So you actually can pose it in any way you want, and it's really helpful, and it's always with you. So that's cool. But still, even having a good references, sometimes like people struggling with like making these cylinders and to position all the small parts correctly. So because it's really hard to tell like how exactly I should draw this cylinder, which is just a part of the finger. Should I draw it like this or like so? And how exactly to make this combination of cylinders? It's really tricky. So let's just improve our natural reference. So let's just make some lines. Okay, I will do just one finger, but you can do them all. But please don't use the waterproof ink. Use something very water soluble. So as you can see, these lines, and now your references is much more useful because you can position your hand as you want. You can make a photo or just do it from from the pure observation, and now you can just copy all of these cylinders how you see them on the paper, and this is really helpful. Or you can actually use something like band aids or something instead of just drawing lines on your hand. So yeah, and the last thing before I go to the drawing itself is the knuckles. I noticed some like weird thing in many of the tutorials. So mostly the tutors, they describe hand like well, it has this like palm area, and then there's like a bunch of cylinders, which is correct in my opinion, which is true. So and there's like the cylinders sticking out, and they bend it like so, and this is your hand. But what is bothering me is actually these knuckles area. So because if you're looking on the reference of some like skeleton hand, you will see that actually the bones, they are go inside of the palm. So they don't end here. They actually go beyond this line. Like so. Maybe I should make another sketch or something. So let's say this is the palm. This is the side view. Right, and this is and your relaxed pose, like in relaxed gesture, and this is your first bone of this index finger. So it doesn't start here. It actually starts here inside of a meat, inside of this soft part, and it creates a little like a little bump here because the this bone is actually like shaped like something like this, it's shaped something like this, and this part is creates like a small bump here. And in other positions, like if you stretching your hand like so, the very same bone, it creates some kind of dent here. Just try it with your hand. You will notice like a dent here, something like a small indentation dent here. And when you make a fist, this part is actually sticking out like so, and it creates a knuckle. It creates a knuckle. So because this part is actually like here, so it's basically like a bone. Yeah, hands are very tricky, very hard to draw, but I think they worth it because in my opinion, good-looking hands they bring the picture you're drawing on another level. Now it's time to put some ink on the paper, and on this stage, one of the main goals, the main thing I'm trying to keep in my head is actually to not spoil the good things I already get on the sketch stage. So I'm definitely not relaxed. I'm concentrated, and I'm focusing, and I'm very cautious about every stroke I made. The next important thing I'm thinking about is how the parts of the hand overlaps each other, and what kind of lines will support that idea and that form. And as you can see, I started to put some shading on the wrist and on the fingers. And again, I'm trying to put my lines across the shape to support the 3D feel. Yeah, I put some gray wash in the shadow areas, but what is more important, in my opinion, is this the thumb. As you can see, it's almost undetailed at all, and I kept it as is, just because it is like further away from us, even slightly further away, but this kind of approach helping to show it better, the depths, the feeling of a volume, and almost like atmospheric fog, even in a such like small distance. And now I'm drawing the fist, and basically it's the same. I'm just doing the same thing, I guess. Thinking about the overlaps, which lines will support this like 3D feel, and thinking about the wrinkles and how to put them across the shape. So I'm using every opportunity to put some lines across the shape, because it's a really a good way to showcase the volumetric kind of 3D feel of an object. And now it's time for the third hand. And while being the simplest one, because it's facing the camera, nothing overlaps, so it's essentially it's easier to draw. But that's actually a trap, because yeah, it's easier to draw, but it's much harder to show the 3D form on such gesture, when you just see all the parts, almost equal, parallel to the camera view. Okay, so I finished the first batch. So obviously I washed my hand before, you know, to not make my paper dirty with the fingerprints and stuff. The gray wash is a little bit too dark, especially on the camera. So probably I need to dilute my wash. I'm not sure if I'm gonna show you the rest of the process, the rest of the hands, because the process is basically the same, but definitely I will show you the final result. Okay, so the first page is done. I spent maybe like 40 minutes or an hour or something casually drawing. So I decided to include this, let me zoom in a little bit. So I decided to include this scheme for myself, because the main purpose of a drawing is actually memorizing things. I think it's a cool practice, or at least like an exercise in your mind to let me draw, to think about like a ball here inside of a wrist area, here and here and here. It's not exactly realistic. Actually, there is like a bunch of smaller bones inside of this area, like 6 or 7 bones, I guess. But keeping this ball in mind actually helps to describe the volume better, because if you just keep it like it's simple, so this is the wrist and this is the palm, without the ball, sometimes it tends to look too short, and not volumetric enough in this area. So that's another point. And also about the female hands, you need to be careful with the shading, because if you put too much shading, too much of this hatching, they tend to look like older. So I think it's better idea to keep them simple. So that's my observation so far. I'm going to take a break and maybe do my exercises, and I finished the second page. after that, I guess. Whew. It was hard. I need to do it more often. Whew. One eternity later. Well, actually, it's the morning of the next day, so I have finished the drawing yesterday, but I had no time to finish the video, to record my commentaries and stuff. So I decided to do it next day. So let me bring back the sketchbook. So get into the frame. So that's how it looks. I finished the second. Can I just zoom out a little bit? Yeah. Okay. So I finished the second page. I decided to change the layout a little bit. So because some hands were just like duplicates, and I decided to include like some toddler hand and you know, the skeletal view with all the bones and all the names, just for fun, because you know, as an artist you don't have to know all the names. It's not really important. You just know the overall structure, I guess, and some major points which can create like a landmarks on the surface. But yeah, I did it just for fun. So let me zoom in to show it better. So yeah, the toddler hand, some hand, a smoker, please don't smoke, it's a bad idea. I really like this one because I can see how all the muscle are like intention, you know, in attention, trying to get this tricky barcode. And this one is almost looking like this, you know, the guy from Turkey, the chef who's like putting some salt in a fancy way. Yeah, and these two is just like some random poses, grabbing something, I guess. So yeah, that was my little experiment with the hands. I hope it was like fun for you and a little bit helpful. I guess it definitely was helpful for me. It's just a good exercise, I guess. So maybe my hands will be better in my upcoming drawings. So this will be my last video for this year. But I have huge plans, so please stay tuned. Subscribe, leave a comment. How do you like my drawings, and maybe some suggestion what you don't like. Next year I'm gonna do some videos maybe about my favorite tools. This is my favorite tools, so maybe I can make a video explaining why I like this stuff, or maybe something else. Maybe I will do some other big piece in the Age of the Goat series. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Bye bye.